Good morning, everybody. My name is Richard Peterson. I'm the president of Mirimichi Green. I'd like to welcome you to our WebEx conference this morning about our Mirimichi Green products and services. We thank you for your time, and we look forward to talking about things that we believe are going to change the world in terms of the environment and how communities and people interact with the environment. Around the table, we have Deb Peterson, our Director of Business Development and Chief Operating Officer, Marshall Wixson, our Chief Scientist, and Kristen Skinner, one of our marketing team members. We'd like to start out telling you a little bit about the history of our company, the Mirimichi story. Basically, we are owned by a family that is in the entertainment business. They are stakeholders in projects ranging from the golf and the environment into fashion design and several other industries, and they believe that an advocacy type of scenario for businesses that are good for the environment help the community and help the environment together. So basically, about 5 years ago, the family invested in a local golf course and decided that that golf course should be an industry standard for environmental activism. The golf course was asked to recreate itself into an environmental haven, and since then it has since been awarded the Audubon Classic Sanctuary Certification Award and the International Golf Environmental Organization Award. By having achieved both those certifications, it is the only golf course in the world that holds both of those certifications, and as a result, we believe it is one of the most environmentally friendly golf courses. The reason that we have created the Mirimichi Green product line is as a result of the need for environmentally correct and safe and friendly, non-toxic products, not only in the golf course industry, but for use by homeowners as well. Our vision is to foster respect and concern for the environment through products in harmony with nature that meet environmental and business challenges, in effect offering effective earth solutions, not only to homeowners, but also businesses and the community in general. What I like to do is talk about the fact that our products are good for business, good for the environment, and good for the community. We have a business model that takes us from what are essentially waste products to effective earth solutions. Those products need to be effective and proven through university studies. They need to result in green, natural, healthy, and sustainable products, and the end result has to be good for Mother Earth. Our team of scientists have worked all over the world. As you can see from the slide that is showing, they've worked in various industries, not only in the United States, but also South America, Africa, the European continent, India, and China as well, helping universities in the manufacturing, commercial, and retail sectors, in land development and real estate. They've worked with various governments and not-for-profit organizations in agriculture and land management. Total, over 400 products in 32 states in the United States and 30 countries across the world. We're very proud of our team's effectiveness and their proven track record in environmental sustainability products. With that being said, we do have two products. One is a weed and grass control. It is safe, effective, good for the environment, and completely non-toxic. And we have a liquid plant food that replaces nitrogen fertilizers. Why don't we have Marshall Wixson talk from the beginning about not only the effectiveness of the weed and grass control, but also some of the research and studies that have gone into proving the product for use with the general public.
Good morning. As a 30-year veteran of the pesticide industry in the United States and around the world, when this project was brought to us, and we vetted it and found out that it was in fact an organic compound and it was naturally occurring from a waste product, it was very important for us to know that the product worked. And even though it was organic, and we were very proud of that, the main thing was, does it compete, and does it compete well with what's on the market? And so we went to the university system in the U.S. and went from coast to coast, which is very important as we test across different environmental conditions and different weed species that occur in the United States, and we tested our weed and grass control product versus Roundup, also against several other of the industry standards. And we started at the University of Florida and came west across the United States to the central part of the country, Nebraska, Oklahoma State University, and then moved west into the Cal Davis, Cal Irvine system, and then also in the south at Mississippi State. We also generated a good bit of data in-house and also at the Agri-Center International in Memphis, so we feel very comfortable about our efficacy data for this product. If you see the next slide, these are several of the weed species that we tested, which are very commonly occurring weed species at your home, in your flower beds, in your driveway, places that you would treat and need to kill weeds around your residence. The next slide is some data that we have generated. This is the university studies averaged together over a 3-year time frame, and one of the things that we want to point out is the blue bar, which is 1 day after treatment. Roundup, as you know, can work very slowly depending on temperatures. At 1 day after treatment, the Roundup was about 5% control, and the Mirimichi green weed and grass control is above 80%. The product is very fast working. It rapidly deteriorates the cell structure and causes desiccation of the plant. At 5 days after treatment, we're almost at 100% as opposed to the Roundup, which is just barely under 50%. These would be on typical grass species that you would treat around your house. And the next slide is the broadleaf weed species. And we see a similar response with, at 1 day after treatment, nearly 80% control with the Mirimichi green weed and grass control product.
Marshall, some of the things that I really love about the weed and grass control product are the fact that it is made from beef tallow. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. On the next slide, I want to make a few points here. One is that we do have an EPA registration for this product, which is unusual among the organic products that you would see on the shelf. But the interesting thing that Rich just brought up is the product is produced from animal fat, or in this case from beef tallow. It is simply a purification of those fats or fatty acids, very similar to soaps. And because of that, and because of the production stream, the EPA has granted us the EPA-approved organic logo, which you see in the top right-hand corner of the label on the jug.
How many products have that out in the marketplace today, Marshall?
This is the only product on the shelf as a herbicide that would carry the EPA-approved logo. This is a very difficult approval to get from the EPA for several reasons, but mainly because every step of the way has to be organic. The starting product has to be an organic product, and every step along the production cycle has to be organic. Because of the EPA approval, we also have the OMRI certification, which a lot of you will recognize from the organic products that you buy around the country.
So basically what I'm hearing you say is that not only is this product 100% biodegradable, but it comes from a sustainable raw material, and it's a non-toxic product when it's being used. Is that right?
That's correct. And if you look at the next slide, you'll see this comparison of Mirimichi green weed and grass control with Roundup as it applies to its organic status, and also how and where it interacts with the environment. One of the interesting things about the product is that it has no soil activity, so you can spray your weeds and plant directly back into the soil. That also indicates that there is no buildup in the soil, there's no toxicity in the soil, and there would be no chance for this product to enter into streams or into the groundwater.
So it keeps the lakes and the rivers free of pesticides and herbicides, correct?
That's correct.
Excellent. Tell me something. When the product is applied, what happens if it's cloudy or may start to rain?
The product in itself is rain fast within about 5 minutes of application, so you do not need to worry about if there's dew or moisture on the plants when you apply, or if rain is coming within the next few hours. It's still going to work.
Does it work in cold weather too?
It does. In temperatures all the way down to about 32 degrees, it works very well in cooler temperatures, which is not the case for most of the herbicides on the market.
Well, most importantly to me, when I'm out in my backyard or I'm out in my fields, what I like to do is spray and see some results. How quickly can I expect to see results?
The typical application for the weeds around your house, the homeowner is going to see activity in about 15 minutes. Within an hour, you'll see about 50% control of the plant. And then at 24 hours, you'll see a plant that is completely desiccated and dead.
Well, before we go to some pictures, I'd like to talk about that a little bit more because, you know, I know that the products that people may usually buy are the ones that you have to get into the ground, be in the soil, perhaps translocate through the soil into the waterways, but whatever is in the soil has to be picked up by the plant roots and then metabolized by the plant, and then and only then, after several days and maybe a week, can you start seeing some results. So what I hear you saying is you can spray this product, the Mirimichi Green Weed and Grass Control product, right on the plant, and it starts killing it almost instantaneously, and you'll start seeing results in 15 minutes, and you'll see the plant starting to die in an hour. Now, how does that work? Well, what happens as opposed to metabolizing the stuff out of soil? How does the Mirimichi Green product work?
The product is a contact herbicide. In other words, the leaf surface that it hits, it destroys the cellular structure, and that results in death of the plant. And so it only kills what it hits. That in turn allows you not only to kill the plants that you want to kill, but to treat around very sensitive plants in your garden or your flower beds. If you do not contact, or if you make minimal contact with the desirable plants in your beds or in your gardens, there's going to be no effect. However, on the plant that you spray directly that you want to kill, you'll see desiccation within an hour.
That's fabulous. So not only can I use this and then immediately start planting what I want to be there, but if I'm careful and I don't get it on the plants that I don't want to die, then it's not going to translocate to those plants, and those plants will not be affected. That tells me that I can probably not only use this for outdoor uses, but I can use it indoors too and feel safe and comfortable that my pets and my children won't be affected.
That's correct, and that's another interesting point about the product. It is non-toxic, and it also is pet and environmentally friendly, and also is very safe for use around humans.
What about smell? If I'm using it inside, am I going to have that chemical smell that I normally associate with other products?
The product has very little odor, if any, and there's a slight soapy smell to the product, but other than that, there are no offensive odors or anything that would affect the people or anyone that would be in the area.
So if anything, my house and my deck are going to smell clean.
Absolutely.
Great. Well, let's take a look at some of the pictures.
Okay, the first picture that we have is a pennycress. This would be a typical weed you would find in your flower bed. And what you see on the left is treated with Roundup RTU at 15 minutes after treatment. On the right, you'll see Mirimichi Green Weed and Grass at the same time frame. So even at 15 minutes after treatment, we're starting to see some activity. Then at 1 hour after treatment, the plant on the right with Mirimichi Green Weed and Grass is showing about 50% to 60% desiccation already in this very short time frame. And then the next day, after you've treated your weeds and you go back out, you can see a very stark contrast between the Roundup treatment, which will be 4 or 5 more days at this point from working, and the Mirimichi green weed and grass on the right, which is almost 100% controlled at this point.
So I'm getting the sense that there's some type of instant gratification with this product.
Absolutely. And the next slide will show not only does it work on broadleaf, but works very well on grasses. This is bluegrass that a lot of you know from your yards and from your flower beds. It's very difficult to control grass. On the right is Mirimichi green weed and grass control at 24 hours after treatment, or in other words, the next day. And on the left is Roundup RTU.
So if you miss something in your lawn or in your garden, you're going to know it, and you can go out and get it, correct?
Absolutely. The next slide is the activity where we have tested on Roundup-resistant weeds, becoming a bigger and bigger problem in the United States. Mirimichi green weed and grass does a very good job of controlling the Roundup-resistant weeds that are in the environment today.
Well, I appreciate you walking us through the Mirimichi green weed and grass control product, Marshall. It's a fabulous product. We know the folks out there that do get a hold of the bottle. It's a 32-ounce spray bottle that when they use it, they're going to see the product work. They're going to be happy with the results, and they're going to understand that it is a true value. And not only is it a value for them, but it's a value for Mother Earth as well. So thank you very much. The next product we'd like to talk about a little bit is the Mirimichi Green Foliar Fertilizer. It's known as a liquid plant food, and I'll be discussing that and taking any questions at the end that we might have. But basically, a liquid plant food works much better than a nitrogen-based product, either as a liquid or a granular, that goes into the soil. And again, it's the same thing that we talked about before. Whatever goes in the soil can translocate, it can migrate into the lakes and the streams and the waterways that all the runoff is normally associated with, and that contributes to fish kills, that contributes to all sorts of water pollution. And what we're trying to do is have natural biodegradable products such as the Mirimichi Green Liquid Plant Food that don't affect the environment in that way. Nitrogen-based fertilizers are all known to have an effect on the environment. What we are trying to do is create amino acid-based products that have chelated minerals, buffering solutions, and some natural additives that allow the nutrients to move into the plant in a safe and effective manner. Not only does this help with the soil quality and the water quality, but it also helps the plants. It is a safe for the environment, it is non-toxic, it is biodegradable, and it is eco-friendly. Basically, the way a liquid fertilizer, a liquid foliar fertilizer would work, Marshall, is that instead of being absorbed by the plant roots up into the plant, which numerous studies since the 50s and 60s have shown over and over again is only 10 to 15% effective, because those plant roots can only take up the nitrogen fertilizer that is near the plant root. And as a result, everything else that is put into the ground either goes away or is not used by the plant. When you spray a liquid foliar fertilizer plant food directly onto the plant can absorb it through the leaves, much like your skin. If you put a skin cream on your skin, that gets absorbed directly into your body. Now, molecule size is very important here. If there are other liquid foliar fertilizer plant foods out there, and I don't know of any right off the bat that are available to consumers, the molecules are usually too large to be able to fit through the plant, shall we call them, pores. It's much like putting a basketball right onto your skin and expecting your body to absorb that basketball. It's just not going to happen. If the molecules are small enough, however, then not only can the molecules migrate through your skin and do good things for your body, but the Mirimichi green liquid plant food can be absorbed by the plant. And it is 90 to 95% effective, because it's like putting an IV in your arm. You absorb all of it. It gets directly into your body, and your body can use all those nutrients. Same with the plant. You put it on the plant leaves. If the molecules are small enough, the way they are with the Mirimichi green liquid plant food, then all of a sudden the plant can absorb everything, and there's 90 to 95% efficacy. Besides being non-toxic and sustainable, this product is also rainproof in minutes. It dries very quickly, and there is no odor. The Mirimichi green weed and grass control has no odor. This liquid plant food also has no odor, and as a result, it's great not only for outdoor use, but is also good for indoor use. You can use it outdoors for your plants, your shrubberies, your gardens, your fruits, your vegetables. You can use it on your deck plants, the flowers and things that you like to decorate your deck and your front door and your porch and your balconies with. And you can use it indoors as well. We recommend spraying it at least once a week on the plants, and you will see the results. A lot of the plants that you see with flowers and new growth, you'll start noticing that coming out in 48 to 72 hours. Again, there's an instant gratification there, and as a result, you can see the efficacy of the product once you've applied it. You don't have to wait that long. The formulation does come in the 32-ounce spray bottle. It has been tested in various scenarios, not only at Utah State University, but also by the USDA in Utah. We've also conducted agricultural trials, and those agricultural trials have been in Idaho and Utah, Washington, Mississippi, Tennessee, and various Midwest states. We do have several pictures that we believe indicate the effectiveness. The geraniums, after 48 hours treated with the Mirimichi green liquid plant food, are obviously showing much more results than the control geraniums are. The next slide shows several marigolds, and we're comparing ourselves just to a control plant. Some that is a Miracle Grow liquifeed product, and ours, the Mirimichi green liquid plant food, and once again you can see the results about double what the soil-based nitrogen Miracle Grow liquifeed plant food is. And by the way, the liquifeed plant food is not foliar-based. It actually does have to get into the soil and be absorbed by the plant roots. Again, we're talking about that molecule size versus the Mirimichi green liquid plant food, which is foliar-based and has very small molecules. The potato results are on the next slide, and they are just outstanding. You can see how fruits and vegetables respond to the Mirimichi green liquid plant food. Corn higher than the eye can see, literally, and of course soybeans as well here in the Mississippi Delta. What's really amazing about the liquid plant food, because 90 to 95% absorption rate happens, those amino acids and those chelated minerals that get absorbed by the plant result in great plant nutrition value. We have some independently verified lab results, and what you will see on the first lab result slide is a typical soybean tissue sample, and that sample is showing the lack of nutrients in a nitrogen-based agrarian scenario. The second slide, however, those soybeans in the same field in rows that were right near the nitrogen-based rows show how a liquid foliar fertilizer absorption rate can improve not only the look and feel of the plant, but also the nutritional quality and value of the tissue that the plant has. And that's kind of like, I remember when I was growing up, tomatoes tasted great. They were sweet and fresh. And nowadays you buy a tomato off a grocery store shelf and it just doesn't have that same taste appeal to you. The same is true with other fruits and vegetables as well, and it's because of the nitrogen that we're putting into the soil. So we would like to be able to use this Mirimichi green liquid plant food to change habits, to change the way human beings interact, not only with nature but also with their food sources as well. With that being said, I do know that we are looking forward to everyone who comes in contact with our Mirimichi green products, whether it be the weed and grass control or whether it be the liquid plant food foliar fertilizer. We would love to hear your comments and your results. Please go to our website, www.mirimichigreen.com. There's much more explanation on that website. Give us the results of the use of your product. We know that they work. We know you'll be happy with the results, and we look forward to not only serving you with our products in the future, but also your enjoyment of those products. And together, we really believe that we can change the world and help Mother Nature in the process. Thank you so much, everybody. Bye-bye.